little guys? They're like baby pine cones that turn into regular pine cones. Well, they're baby pine cones. Look at these little guys. Oh, nature is so metal. I don't even know what's going on here, but I'm gonna chop most of it down, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Our house is hard to see, and therein lies the problem. The front of the house is somewhere over there. So even if we're like, hey, we'll have a couple foot of bushes, we need to chop them, you know, yeah. We thought these bushes would look way better squared off than kind of like this bulbous shape they've turned into. So we're gonna chop this guy, chop it that way. That guy, well, again, it's hard to see. There's a window back there, and this is growing into the window and broken all the screen out. So we're gonna chop that off. There's also a pine tree in here, and I know what you're thinking. Matt, could you get this tree any closer to your home? And I believe the answer is no, because if it was any closer to the home, it would just become the home. So we're gonna do our best to trim up these limbs that are low here. Luckily, all the leaves of this are super pointy. Neat! Ready, people? It's about to get real pruny in here. And not the pruning with your rink, like pruning with this, because you're not in a bathtub. Well, you might be in a bathtub right now. I'm not in a bathtub. Thinking about it though. The whole time I'm doing this, I'm just thinking about a good old-fashioned tubbing. That line is straight as a straight thing. By straight, I mean that's not, it doesn't even look close from that angle, but don't worry about it. It looks great. You're gonna love it. Ow. Yeah. Ow. 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 Dude, seriously? Now that is an okay looking line. I'm not proud of that, but it's cut, so whatever. What I didn't anticipate with this project was the sheer number of spiders I was going to be releasing into the actual wild. So, sorry world, you just took on 10,000 more spiders because I'm not cohabitating with them anymore. Good luck. Not really sure how to work this area. I think I'm just gonna treat it as like two children fighting, and I'm just gonna separate them. Get in your corners. And, I don't know, see how it looks. It couldn't possibly look any worse. Well, it's possible, actually. You never know what's going to happen around here. Well, this is neat. Always remember to get your extension cord undone from your pruner. That'll cause a fun new problem you didn't expect. Oh, you were a casualty of war. Hey, somehow this still looks better. Barely. But, oh, a lot of spiders. I've got a very Velociraptor, Jurassic Park-based fear that no shrubbery can be taller than a raptor. That's just in case they get free and they start roaming around my neighborhood. I need to keep a prowl for them, keep my eyes on them. So, we've got a very strict height policy on shrubbery around our house for that very reason. You can see that the window's back there, and this is all in violation of that policy. Listen, people, I don't make the policy. Well, actually, I kind of make some of the policies around here, but not this one. This is a real policy, and I wrote it down on our fridge, so now it's legit. Look at these things. They're like some sort of weird bulbousy fruit pineapple thing that comes off of our tree. And nature is interesting. It's bigger now that it's done on the ground.
Yep. I hate it when that happens.
Look at this place. It looks like some sort of Harbor Freight showroom. We got the Harbor Freight chainsaw, the Harbor Freight rake, the Harbor Freight tree pruner, and the Harbor Freight pole saw, the Harbor Freight dog, the Harbor Freight trash cans, the Harbor Freight grass, the Harbor Freight trees. Harbor Freight, not a sponsor. Would you just look at all that back there? Man, that's what the side of my house looks like. Not actually that impressive. Now we've entered a cool new phase of the project where this looks good, but this looks awful. I gotta get rid of all this, and I can't just ignore it because then my neighbors would be like, dude, pull it together. Would you just look at all that? I mean, look at all that space for activities. I can do aerobics back there and gymnastics back there, and the dog can stare at it because she just loves staring at dead plants. You know when you're a child or you're around children, you ask them to smile, and instead of smiling they kind of do something like that. That's what our plants look like. It's not attractive, but it gets the job done for school photos, and that's all I ask of my yard is school photo level of enthusiasm. So if you like this nonsense, you should subscribe. If you don't like it, I understand, I get it. You hate plants, and therefore you hate nature. So, you know, here we are, loving nature and cutting it down. Have a good one. The guy across the street has a tractor, and he's got one of the smallest yards on the block, but you know, when you need a tractor, you need a tractor.